HEDNA is excited to welcome Cammy Houser from Airbnb. Cammy is the first ever hotels program lead at Airbnb and takes care of global industry partners and traditional hospitality-focused product. Let's welcome Sebastien and Cammy to the stage.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Sebastien.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
I really liked that video. Did you make that video too?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
man, so many
There was
talents.
an audio cut that wasn't great, and I got some feedback behind the scenes from Daniel, who said I should have put some pictures of surfing lessons and experiences. So thank you, Daniel. You'll do the next production
I know,
in
Daniel just got
2019 and
himself a job.
2020. You'll do much better.
Well, I really liked it. Selena's amazing. We're fascinated by them and
Yeah.
think that they're doing such a cool job. So
Excellent.
excited to see them here.
Excellent. Where are you staying, by the way?
I'm staying at the Freehand downtown this
Okay.
trip. I booked them on Airbnb. They are a plus listing. And I really like the Freehand because I like all of the different restaurant options. They have a really nice gym. And I ended up running into a lot of hotel people this morning at SoulCycle around the corner, which was very early to be saying hello. I promise I'm much more ready to have a conversation now.
Excellent, excellent. Well, look, Ian already provided an introduction, but talk to me a little bit what you do at Airbnb.
Yeah, so I've been at Airbnb for 3 years. I arrived as a regional market manager. I took care of the illustrious Mid-Atlantic. So I spent a ton of time in Virginia Beach and around the sort of Bethany Beach area working on our vacation rentals business. So I'm familiar with those of you who have been on that side of the house. And then sort of evolved into becoming the person who was really pushing for a hotel business at Airbnb when my region desperately needed to support the bed and breakfast and small hotels and resorts. And I've been doing this work now for a couple of years. I call myself the friendly resident hotel pusher at Airbnb. And basically my day-to-day is taking care of partnerships, taking care of enterprise-level conversations, making sure that everyone who's kind of interested in being a partner to Airbnb, but also trying to also be here for feedback and listening. I work a lot with our product team right now on feature requests and some of the things I know that folks in the room are interested to see us improve.
Excellent, excellent. And you launched this program officially, what, about a year ago?
We did, yeah, February 22nd of last year, which has been a whirlwind.
Is that like giving birth? Sorry, no, bad question. Can I censor that?
I mean, you're the one with the baby, Sebastien.
Okay,
so
I got
don't
two,
know.
yeah.
It does feel some days like I don't sleep that much and
Okay.
like someone's always crying, so I don't know.
All right, perfect. Great. How did it go? No, but officially, like, how did it go since the launch?
It's gone really well. I think even internally, we've been surprised and delighted by how excited the industry is, but also I think all stakeholders at Airbnb have been thrilled to find more hotel options, more bed and breakfast options, and it's been pretty symbiotic too. Guests seem to love staying in hotels, not shocking to all of you, but very exciting for me because I do think that it's up-leveling our entire platform's game to have this type of supply available. And more than anything, I think introducing a different type of guest to some hoteliers who've been trying to access our entire universe of guests has been exciting for me to watch.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. We did with you guys in partnership a webinar not too long ago, about, 9 months ago, announcing this partnership, and it was the highest attended webinar, and with so much motivation and engagement and excitement of hoteliers wanting to join this platform. And we saw a big pickup, if I'm not mistaken. What growth rates are you seeing, though, I guess, across the board?
So the growth rate that I'll share today was that we saw a 152% increase in rooms added to the platform last year. And that's a global number. So many tens of thousands of properties came to Airbnb, wanted to partner with us. And I think in many ways, we're also just trying us out. So I see the sky as kind of the limit for that number for this year. We did a lot of work with folks who just wanted to see what we were all about, which I totally understand, and wanted to try to understand how Airbnb would be different for them. So I do think we're going to be able to keep with that momentum this year.
Perfect. What do you say to a hotelier that is undecided at this point? Why should he join Airbnb? Like, what's your message there?
I beg them. No, I'm kidding. I think that it's interesting. My answer to this has evolved. At first, when we first started this program, I was sort of like, well, why wouldn't you? And now I've come to a place where I'm realizing that our differentiators are both exciting to me and I think maybe exciting for the industry. I hope they are. We, I think, do offer a different type of guest. Our focus on community is clear from the onset. The moment that you become a host with Airbnb, which is what we call folks who list with us, you really are enfolded into this huge community effort that we have. I do think we offer a lot of opportunity to show the best of your property. So as you're showcasing your facilities, some of your amenities, things that you're really proud of, I think Airbnb captures them beautifully. And then something somebody told me the other day, I was talking with our French market manager who sits in Paris, and he was like, you know, I was reviewing reviews from one of my hotels, and all of the reviews are about something that the guest loved about an interaction with a person. Sometimes they love the pool, sometimes they love their room, but largely our guests get really excited about your staff, about meeting you, about getting to talk to someone about something they will go do that day, and having that really matter to them. And I love that. So I think that's a big part of the program. And then I'm almost done. And then lastly, I am actually here to listen to you. I do think we have some improvements to make on the platform, and I recognize that. I think the program has gotten infinitely better because we've chosen to be the type of partner who just wants to hear from you. I am totally out of cards at this point, but my email is literally cammy.houser@Airbnb. I'm happy to have you all have it. I do think we want your feedback, and I do think we are listening to it a lot.
And that was our experience as well at Cloudbeds when we were partnered with you. You were always open for feedback. Before launching an API integration, you were basically asking, you know, is this the right approach? Should we do this differently? And we partnered together, which was awesome. So thanks for doing that, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. I think that's probably one of the things that sets us apart on the API side, too, is that we are a technology company who wants to build better technology. We need to know from our partners what to build.
And it helped us with time to market. We were, I think, faster.
Yes.
We were more efficient in getting this done. So great. Are there partners and properties that you currently do not accept?
Right now, the platform is best suited, Airbnb is best suited for smaller, unique properties that want to offer, as I mentioned, that individual touch of hospitality to every guest so that they can then write about it in their reviews. But also, I think that is just what our guest is looking for right now.
Experiences.
Oh, I love experiences. Well, that video is perfect.
Exactly.
Selena's doing so many of the things.
Surf lessons,
that work.
music shops, all of this. Is that the future? Is that what's driving travel?
I'd like to think so. I think we'd also like to be the partner that drives that future. And that's why I think we're fascinated by hotels like Selena. But what I'm learning is that there are so many of those types of properties.
So we have hoteliers in this room that says, I have these things. How do I engage with Airbnb? What's the next step here? Like, I want to offer all the experiences that I have on property. What's the next step?
Yeah, I love this question because I think that hotels don't realize that they are actually the best experience hosts. Part of what Airbnb's experience platform is predicated on is that there needs to be a certain level of uniqueness, a certain level of access in order to make the experience special. We have 20,000 experiences now in 1,000 cities, but you can imagine that when someone wants to host a commercial cooking experience or a mixologist experience or a coffee tasting experience, I hope a lot of the hoteliers in this room recognize that you have the perfect spaces for that. You could also be the perfect hosts if you wanted to, but we see hotels now offering to bring a host in. The Freehand does this, actually. The Plant Man meets at the Broken Shaker, which is their rooftop bar. You build a terrarium with him, and then at the end, you get a drink at the bar. And I think you're allowed to go swimming, too, which is a real bonus. But the thing I think that the Freehand provides in that relationship is a beautiful space that is totally remarkable and unforgettable, in my opinion, but also bringing in guests who might not be staying in the hotel itself to see it and hopefully come back next time.
And experience what is happening on the rooftop.
And I think people don't often expect it. It's in the middle of downtown, and it's like this beautiful forest up there with this lovely cocktail bar, and that only adds to what that experience host has to offer.
Excellent, excellent. Connectivity at Airbnb, what's your strategy there? And specific, of course, to hotel integrations at this point, because connectivity can be a lot of things.
Yeah, we've added an enormous number of partners. Some of them are more regional. So Avail Pro in France, for instance, has been a really strong partner for us. Obviously, some more global, like Cloudbeds. And I think the limiting factor for us right now is just being sure that every partner has a good experience. So if you come up to me later and tell me, you've been trying to get a hold of me, well, now you have my email anyway, but you've been trying to get a hold of me, we're taking a really long time, just know that it's because we want to be sure we're doing the right type of build, we're giving you the right type of support, and we're managing across that threshold of excellent experience with Airbnb. We've probably fallen short in the past on that, and I think it's something we've really worked on. There's a large support team now, both technical and operational, in place to take care of our partnerships. But do come talk to me, and I'll make sure that anyone who's interested gets put in touch with one of our partner managers.
And we are getting questions from the audience, so please use your app, post questions.
Oh, yeah, cool.
This is exciting. We're
It's
seeing
very
a lot
exciting.
of
This is a whole, like,
pop up. It's very real time right now.
So
as well.
tech savvy here.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
We're trying. This is a technology conference. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And you're in charge or something.
No. Anyway, let's go to that question. What have you seen work well? What hasn't worked for hotels on your platform?
Great question. Many things and many things. We, as a home sharing platform, have had to evolve our understanding of what hotels are actually looking for when they list. And that sounds so silly to this room. It sounds silly to me as well now, having met so many of you and been amongst it for a couple of years. But the thing I think we've really needed to do is take single host, single piece of inventory, blow that out into a bunch of multiples in many different ways, right? Multiple rooms, multiple rates, things like taxes, I hear you, home sharing tax, very different than hotel tax, things like pricing of all kinds, commission rates of all kinds, our guest fee. So there are things that work so well when we're trying to provide a service for a home sharing host who literally does not know, in most cases, a fraction of what revenue managers and hoteliers and hospitality professionals know, so we provide a lot of that for them and think of it as, I would say, a pretty impressive service. I'm really proud of our home sharing platform. The translation has been slightly more difficult for professional hosts of all kinds, including hotels, and so you'll see this year that we're launching a variety of features to address some of the things that I was talking about before. I'm so proud of our professional host team and think that we are, again, listening and really trying to implement some changes for the features that you would all like to see. That being said, one of the things I love that is working so well is that, again, guests love staying with you. They've found that hotels provide just the right experience that they're looking for often. We get a lot of feedback around consistency and ease. You're at the forefront of consistency and ease. And then on the plus side, really wonderful hospitality bubbles up all the time. I think people are frequently delighted by what it means to stay in a hotel versus a home if they're a home sharing guest. I will also say what's nice too is we're seeing a lot of symbiosis between the two businesses. I think it's 90% of guests that come to stay in a hotel first with Airbnb, and no one's happier to know that guests come to stay in a hotel first with Airbnb than this woman sitting in front of you. Go back and stay with a home next. So we are finding that hotels are a great gateway into Airbnb, as well as people going from homes to hotels.
Almost sounds like you're saying that your customers are rediscovering hotels.
I think we have a lot of customers who are looking for a specific experience, and I think both industries, home sharing and hotels, have evolved to provide that experience.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, look at the upvotes.
Yeah, it's...
How do you choose between a tie?
What challenges has Airbnb encountered in distributing hotel inventory? What are the adjustments hoteliers need to make to sell?
Many challenges, but good ones, right? The challenges you might expect a home sharing platform to encounter. Those features I mentioned, those are my big mandate for this year. And then I think also continually being with hoteliers and amongst the industry and reminding you that we're an excited partner for you. That actually has been a challenge, and I'm so happy to be here today because of that one. Oh, adjustments. Okay, sorry, so many questions are up here right now. And then for adjustments, One of the things I talk about a lot is definitely speak with your market manager about how to set up a listing. We have a very different listing structure than many other third-party booking sites. We think that we can be very helpful in giving you good tips and a lot of data-driven understanding of what might make a listing shine. So I think that that's a big adjustment. And then I would say the more communication we can have about what has been a challenge for you or your team would be really useful, because we are putting an enormous amount of effort towards trying to alleviate any of the challenges that are obvious from day one.
Okay. I think the next question you actually answered already, which was the number of rooms that you added. Is that the total? I mean, I think the question here is, can you share approximately how much supply from hotels is available on Airbnb?
152% increase in rooms last year, which we're very proud of.
Okay, excellent. And most of this has been driven by your team?
We'd like to think so. I think most of it was driven by the hotel community. And I think that largely saying our doors are open and we're trying has been really effective. People's confidence in us and patience with us has also been noted, and we're grateful.
All right, so there's, I'm sure, a dozen technology providers in this room that are inspired by what you're saying. They are going to approach you in the next coffee break or at lunch and say, yes, I want a connection to Airbnb, I want to work with you. What recommendations do you have to them?
I think absolutely communicating with us to what your team's needs and resourcing look like, so that we can help find you a strong partner manager, make sure that we've got whatever it is that you need best to build to Airbnb. Our API, I will say, its endpoints are different based on that entire listing page. You've not ever been through this, Sebastian, you have no idea. But I do think it's important for people to be overly communicative as we start to build that connection. And then also to recognize that we are constantly making small improvements. So just being in touch with us all the time and making sure that you're also willing to build with us is a big piece of a partnership with Airbnb right now.
Excellent, excellent. What's the next big thing from your point of view?
Hotels on Airbnb, Sebastian.
Okay, but that's happening already. What's the next big thing?
It's getting there. I'm so excited about that. I think we probably can talk a lot about the experiential travel component. I think that is huge. I've been loving, though, one of the things that makes me happy is I've been running around to a lot of your hotels. And I have not spent a whole ton of time in San Francisco recently, but I think the hospitality industry is really moving towards a place where every guest matters enormously, and is treated as such. And it's been so delightful for me to introduce Airbnb's entire group of guests, but also Airbnb in general, to where hotels are going and to these beautiful common spaces. And I enjoy that a lot of hotels now, and I stay in them, are creating shared spaces. Freehand has bunks as part of their offering now, and I think that that's also allowing a new type of guest to come in and experience a hotel in a way they haven't before. I really appreciate all the Wi-Fi that I have used in the last 2 years at many of your hotels, but also what comes along with that, which is a nice coffee and a chat with someone who sits down next to me to also be on their WebEx or write their emails. And I think that hotels have evolved into spaces that are not just about staying there, but are very much about enjoying beautiful design and great hospitality. And those are certainly the things that we care about and have been so delightful for me. So thank you to the operators out there, because your properties are just wonderful oases for a lot of people, and I hope that continues to be the big thing.
Excellent, excellent. How long are you sticking around? You heading back tomorrow, or are you going to be here all day today?
I'm here all day. I have an open schedule this afternoon on purpose. So do come say hello. Again, no business cards, but here to chat. Yeah, and this conference is wonderful. I'm so excited that we're here, and it's been really fun to not only prepare for this chat, but also obviously in our greater partnership, Sebastian.
Well, on behalf of HEDNA, thank you for coming. Thank you for flying out of San Francisco. This is much warmer, I assume.
It's so nice. This is the California. I'm from Boston. I do like the Patriots. This is the California. Hey. This is the California I thought I was moving to when I moved to San Francisco, and I got to San Francisco and was so disappointed. So I love to come here every time.
Well, join me in thank you, Cammy. Thank you.
Thank you.